Parker stream every Monday through Thursday right here at 9 o'clock on the Radio Misfits podcast platform. The second of two streams that I, Pugs Moran, do for you every day. I do one at noon. It's called High Noon. High Noon comes out at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, the only time zone that I choose to acknowledge. Monday through Friday, noon. What is it? What is it? What is it? You want us to listen to it? What is it? Okay, so what is it? It's current events, topics, headlines, hot topics, trends, whatever it is that people are buzzing about. I'd like to give it to you at noon. We don't spend too much time on any one subject. We cover typically we cover about 15 different topics over the course of an hour and a half to 2 hours. And it's designed to give you a nice little rundown on what is happening in the world today. This is different. That's fully current events driven. That is utilitarian. You rely on that. This, you come home, you lay on the couch, you enjoy yourself. We also talk current events, but it's conversational chemistry. It's me and James Parker. Hi, James. God, that was loud.
Oh, hey, there's me. Hey, look at that handsome fella. How you doing, Coach?
Oh, that's better. Hold on. I'm good, James. How about you? What's new tonight? What's new in your world?
Well, can I just take the stage immediately, or is this chitty chat time?
Now, go ahead. Take the stage. Hit the ground running, my guy.
All right. I just need your opinion, maybe Jeff's opinion, maybe John and Steve and one of the three Leslies. But
I see what you did. You just looked at the chat room and you just threw out the names. You made it personal. That's very good. Broadcasting 101. You're going far in this business, kid.
I can make that, personal connection. I'm all about that. I use second person pronouns a lot. Anyway, so my wife's birthday is coming up. And partially because I am such a hopeless romantic, don't laugh, and also because I'm broke, I decided I'm going to write her a song for her birthday. So just laugh it up, assholes. Go ahead.
Not laughing. Look, I'm all for digging into one's bag of creativity. There's a lot of people, to some people, that's worth something. Unfortunately, you're not one of them people. Nothing you create is worth anything outside of the sentimental realm. And you're lucky you're doing it for your wife. I think it's sweet. Okay.
I noticed your skeptical face. I recognize after knowing you for 20 straight years, this is the face of skepticism, and that's okay.
My guy. It's not skepticism. It's that I think it's nice. I get it. I think, it's the thought that counts. I mean, I get all that. But here's the deal. You're walking into a buzzsaw. She's gonna fucking hate that, man. She's gonna be like, oh, that's really sweet. And then she's not gonna be able to tell her friends. She's gonna tell her friends, and he wrote me a song. And they're gonna be like, and what else? She'd be like, it had 2 verses. You know, James, I mean, there's no way to look good about that. Here's what you can do. You give her some coupons. This is what I used to do. This is what I did with my first wife when we were broke. Coupons for anything you need done. I gave her a whole book of coupons. And it's like, here's how she would use them. This was my first wife. Funny how that didn't work out, but this was actually a good idea. It was like, we're laying in bed watching TV, and she's like, go get the popcorn. And be like, you go get the popcorn. And then she'd reach in and she'd pull out a coupon and she'd throw it at me, and I'd have to go get the damn coupon. And it was like 100 of them. And so she had like the full year of like 100 times that she could force me to do something that I didn't want to do.
Okay, that really is a good gift. I do like that, and I think my wife would like that. So kudos to you for that. However, see how Jeff's already commenting song equals smashing all night? It had been my experience when Parker was a single young man that writing songs or pretending to write songs for a chick was golden. And I think that's what Jeff's hinting at. Now, what the problem is here is
golden. Look, Lindsay, my girl, Lindsay, my girl is in the chat room. She gets it. Get her jewelry. What's wrong with you? You celebrate your princess. Honor your queen. Get her something. You got to get her something. She's got to have something. Look, I understand. We're all broke. Jewelry's crazy, right? That's you can't go out there and get her jewelry, but you can get her something. Get her something.
Yeah, I have to get her something. I have to get her something physical on top of that. What the hell happened there?
I don't know. Did you hear that?
Yeah, it sounded like your microphone sprung a leak.
Yeah, I don't think it was on my end. I thought it was on your end.
I no
I don't know.
idea. No clue. Screw it.
We shall
It's
move on.
gone now. Ignore it, and it'll go away. And,
Hi,
so
Jessica. Sorry, I gotta say hi. Don't just when I shout a hi to someone in the chat room who has said hi, you don't have to pause. Just keep going. It's just momentary. It's just a kindness.
okay, so here's the cool thing about this song is, I made most of the music on it, but my kid is going through, this xylophone phase. Rex. Now
Okay.
Rex can already play piano like a monster, and he's recently gone into junior high band, but they don't let you play piano in junior high band because you can't march around with the goddamn piano.
Right.
So he's like, screw it. What are my other options? And they're like, well, you can choose this other instruments, or you can choose percussion, where you get to play like 6 different instruments. He's like, oh, well, then I'll play percussion, because he gets to play xylophone or snare drum or bass drum, or like in the Christmas concert, he's playing timpani on a couple songs, the big kettle drums. Yeah, so he's really zeroed in on the xylophone because he already knows music and music theory and all the scales and all the chords and he really seized onto that really good. And so he is becoming like a whiz kid at the xylophone. And it's not something you can brag on with your friends, because their kid's like, hey, my kid's only 13. You can already dunk. I'm like, well, my kid's a whiz on the xylophone. So who's
Yeah, which you're still paying for college, James. I got news for you. The kid who can dunk, maybe his dad's getting away from having to pay for college. Not you. Not a marketable skill.
dude,
Move them into something else. Move them into something else.
it's so fun because I have this little like 12-year-old now, and
Yeah,
we'll just
I'd rather my 12-year-old know how to drive a forklift than play the xylophone.
I know it's so not useful. However, you'll within the song, all of it is me. Every instrument, the drums, the bass, the guitar, the piano, everything's me. Even the horrible singing. And I know I'm not good, so it's not like, oh, Parker's off his rocker. He thinks this is good. No, I know I suck. Okay.
You're fine.
Um,
You're fine. You're hard on yourself. You're very talented musically. And before we get too far downstream, I want to make sure that even though I was bashing the xylophone, your son is immensely talented at all different things. You should be very proud of that. I know we haven't really shared any of it, but yeah, okay. So I didn't mean to make you feel bad about the xylophone, or God forbid he lurks and listens to what dad's doing. I didn't mean it like that, because that kid is talented. I've seen him on the piano. He's very good.
so you're gonna hear him on the xylophone on this song. All the rest of it's me, except for I had to drag in old Rexy. Let's lay down a few xylophone tracks, and then we'll layer them a little bit, and then we'll listen to it again. And if you think of anything else to add, then you'll just kind of improv it in. And we did that. We only did like 3 takes of him. Like we rehearsed, like just played around with it for about a half hour, and then we made 3 recordings. And I just emailed you the MP3.
Look at this fucking douchebag. Look at it. Look at this fucking guy. This fucking guy. Who's this? Is this one of your crazy right-wing MAGA fags? Is that what this is? White Sox guy. Suck my dick. He's got to go. I got to get rid of him. He's banned. Sorry.
No, come on, man.
Oh, he's fucking banned. This is
We
my
only have like
group.
8 listeners, dude. You can't knock away 12.
This is my. He's gone. Gone forever. This is my chat room. He is not allowed here. Block user. Oh, wait, how do I do this? Yeah, we'll just leave it up there.
You're a little sensitive there, man.
It's not that I'm sensitive. I just have the power. I just can. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. Hold on. There, we'll do that. Oops, something went wrong. Oh, no, I might be stuck with him now. I might be stuck with him. That's okay. That's okay. If the rest of you in the chat room don't turn on him immediately because I can't get him out of the chat room, I am turning off the chat room, and none of you are going to have any fun, because that's something that I know how to do. I can turn off the chat room.
I kind of like him.
Oh, I don't. I hate his guts. Of course you do. He likes you. He's your stupid.
Okay, so I emailed you the MP3 and the lyrics.
Yeah.
All right. I know. Listen, I'm not Lionel Richie. I'm not Babyface. I'm not Chris Stapleton. I know I suck, but I would like you. I would like for you to give it a listen, and I would like to hear your thoughts on, like, is this bad or is this kind of okay? Because I know I have to get something, but does this count for nothing or something? What?
Okay. No. I was just making sure I had it. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Okay.
Hit it like that. All right. So once again, you want to talk it up? You want to set it up one more time? Very nice and clean.
This is a song specifically. You want to comment on this comment?
Yeah, that's right. I made a YouTube video for my wife for her birthday, got friends and relatives saying happy birthday to her, including people from our travels throughout the year. It's a good one. That's good. That's nice. That's nice. Although, I got to tell you, James, you did you fixed it a little bit when you got your son involved in the song. Okay. So now it's extra special for mom. You got, you know what I mean? I mean, now you kind of hedged it a little bit. It's not just dad being cheap. And on some level, it's sweet. And I'm sure that she will appreciate that. But she really wants something tangible.
Well, let me go ahead and here's what you're not going to see is the video I made for it, because I made a video to go with it, and I just took some clips because I saved the little videos that you take off your phone. You know how people say you just take those videos and never watch them again? Well, I do. I save all this crap and I kind of catalog it. And so it's just clips of her over the last couple years, where she's like on a vacation, or she's at the Toadies concert, or we're at the bar, or she's at Christmas opening a present. And so I made this montage of stuff, and there was like a picture or a video of her at the beach and a few other things. And she said, we can't watch the video because she thinks she looks chubby in a couple of the videos.
Oh,
I know. And so we are not allowed to. I like that didn't even cross my mind when I'm making this video. It's like, you girls are so hard on yourself.
wow.
Like, no one who saw that video would be like, oh God, I didn't want to see her in a bikini. That's wish they wouldn't have put that in there. Like, it's ridiculous.
So how do you want to do this? So you want me to just play it, and we'll you got
the lyrics in front of you, so you can understand. But yeah, just play it.
Okay.
I just copied and pasted the lyrics into the email.
Okay.
I don't think it's working. Jeff says, don't show the video. Don't need to see naked Parker dancing. Yeah. No one, I bet that video has never existed. I know that no one would ever want to see me dancing naked ever.
Why are you talking over it?
I can't hear anything.
You can't hear the song?
No.
Did anybody hear the song? I just played like half the song.
No one's hearing any of that. No.
We don't know that no one's hearing any of that. We know that you're not hearing any of that, but no one in the chat room really. Huh. Let's see what's going on here with that. I wonder why we can't hear it. All right, let's try this. Why don't you just play it on your end while we figure this out?
I can definitely try that.
Yeah, because I don't want it to. I liked it. I was listening to it. It was. I can't believe you're not hearing it. How is that a thing? I mean, right, I've been playing music and stuff all day long off of this.
All right, tell me how this sounds.
Oh, okay. You hear it?
All the boys say they love you, you're pretty, you're fine, trying to win your heart all of the time. You think I'm crazy, but baby, just maybe, I think that you should be mine. I'd do anything for you, do everything that they wouldn't do, cause I'm crazier for you than all those dudes. I'd do anything for you. Fly to Jurassic Park, beating T-Rex ass, walk to Central City in a jacket made of cash, a still a chain from Fabulous, now drink a bit, resurrect Lazarus, give him his dick. I divide by zero, solve for pi, be a jukebox zero, lick a lion's eye. Be nice to your mom, eat a lid, cherry bombs with Pacific in the thong, then I'll tip over bomb. I'll do anything for you, do everything that they wouldn't do, cause I'm crazier for you than all those dudes. I'd do anything for you, I'd do anything for you. Drown a bag of kids in a vat of you knew. I'd even drink the water from Ample Shoe. I'd do anything for you. I'd win the Daytona on a 10-speed bike. I'd eat a cereal even Mike doesn't like. I'd let you go first when we play putt-putt. I'd put a honey butter biscuit up your butt. I'd get a bag of Lay's and I need just one. Put Mick Jagger under my thumb. Kill an Archduke to start World War I. Find Ted Nugent and steal all his guns. Anything for you. anything that they wouldn't do. Cause I'm crazier for you than all those dudes. I'd do anything for you. I'd do anything for you. Drown a bag of kittens in a vat of yoo-hoo. I even drink the water from Camp Lejeune. I'd do anything for you.
How is that xylophone solo?
All right. The sound, I don't know if you did that intentionally, but the sound was not great. It was coming across on your side. There was a little bit of a drag to it. Look, you know I consider you one of the finest lyricists in America. So yeah, I thought that was great. I thought that was good. I had the benefit of reading the lyrics along, whereas I don't know that everybody else had that. I don't know why nobody's hearing it. There is no reason why you shouldn't be able to hear it when I play it off this damn thing. Can I tell you what my favorite line was? Can I since we're going over the lyrics, which I hope we do.
Is it put a honey butter biscuit up your butt?
No, that was vulgar. And I was slightly offended by it. No, my favorite lyric from that song was fly to Jurassic Park, beat a T-Rex ass, walk through Central City in a jacket made of cash. I'd steal a chain from Fabulous and outdrink a Mick, resurrect Lazarus and kick him in the dick. That is some amazing lyrics. Dude, when I saw what you did there with Fabulous and Lazarus, I'm telling you, I felt it move. That's how great it was. That was fantastic.
Not a whole lot of people make the connection between the rapper and the Old Testament or New Testament guy.
No, they don't. Sadly. That's great. Can I read some more of the lyrics? Can we go over a couple? Because they really are good. And I just want to make sure that people heard these. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. Begins with all the boys say they love you. You're pretty, you're fine. Trying to win your heart all of the time. You think I'm crazy, but baby, just maybe, I think that you should be mine. I do anything for you. I do everything that they wouldn't do because I'm crazier for you than all of those dudes. I'd do anything for you. Fly to Jurassic Park and beat a T-Rex ass, walk through Central City in a jacket made of cash. I'd steal a chain from Fabulous, outdrink a Mick, resurrect Lazarus and kick him in the dick. I'd divide by zero, solve for pi, be a jukebox hero, and lick a lion's eye. That's odd, but okay. I'll be nice to your mom, eat a lit cherry bomb, swim the Pacific in a thong, then I'll tip over Guam. Okay. Chorus, I'll do anything for you. I do anything for you, blah, blah, blah. I do anything for you. Drown a bag of kittens in a vat of yoo-hoo. Even drink the water from Camp Lejeune. Okay, you have to.
I hear that's bad. I've been told in a radio ad or 18,000 that it's bad.
I'd win the Daytona on a 10-speed bike. I'd eat a cereal even Mikey doesn't like. I'd let you go first when we play putt-putt. I'd put a honey butter biscuit up your butt. Vulgar. You didn't have to go there, James. I'd do anything for you. I do anything for you. I do everything they wouldn't do because I'm crazier for you than all of them others dudes. I do anything for you. I do anything for you. Drown a bag of kittens in a vat of yoo-hoo. Even drink the water from Camp. Oh, you brought that one back. From Camp Lejeune. I do anything for you. Fantastic. Fantastic, James.
Yeah, I think Jeff's right. All James has is the corny factor. Like, I can play all these instruments, but I'm not good at any of them. So I've got to make up for it somewhere. Like, where's the entertainment going to come from? It's going to be the lyrics. It's going to be the lyrics for old Parker. They're just going to have to lean hard into that.
She still wants a new car, but, she's not going to hate you for that. At least she'll probably smile. Because you can't even, I didn't think it was going to be sappy, but I thought it would be sappier.
Right. That's not my forte, right?
No. Yes, you, the hopeless romantic. Of course not. Couldn't possibly be. When is the big day?
The 28th.
The 28th. Oh, so you got time. So you got time to remix that. You can do a couple of different versions. You can bring in some guest singers.
I don't know. That was a lot of effort right there. I think I may have exhausted that. I may have to go for the actual physical gift and start working on that now.
Let me try something here. Yeah, you definitely need to also get her something. I mean, that's the extra thing. The song is the extra. There's
Well,
got
I mean, it sounds so dismissive. Do you forget how emotional girls are and how crap like this works on them?
no.
Because you can go pick up something super duper expensive from like Bath and Body Works and they'll shrug it off. But if you make them like a birthday card out of construction paper where you like glued some macaroni to it and drew a picture in crayon, whatever, they just swoon over that. Just panties drop instantly when you do sentimental stuff like this.
You are such a rube. You are such a romantic rube. They also want the bullshit from Bath and Body Works, James, just so you know. The silly song is one thing. You got to give them something else, too.
No, Bath and Body Works is for chicks you're related to, or like coworker chicks you're not down to smash.
Is that the rule? Okay, all right. Well,
Right, but if you're trying to smash, I mean, why you friend gifting her? That's a friend gift.
okay. I guess I'd never really thought of it that way. You might be right. There's probably a better store in the mall that you can go to than Bath and Body Works.
I'll tell you what, man, I have to buy a crap load of gifts. This sucks.
For what? Your wife? I think you just get her one thing. You get her a song.
Well,
You get her
some of us have a family and siblings and extended family, and
I don't have that.
No, you don't know.
I killed them all. I don't have that. Here's the problem with the song. When are you going to lay that song on her? Like, is it going to be like in the morning?
No, I did today. That's why I'm comfortable playing it now. Is because she's now heard it.
Okay. All right. Because I was going to say, you save it for the birthday and you give it to her on the birthday. Like, let's say she wakes up in the morning, breakfast and bread. The kids made waffles. Whatever your situation is, Anna. And you come in with the guitar or whatever, and you start singing it live. Maybe you have your boy singing it with you. Whatever. It's a very nice thing, right? She will be thrilled. Okay. And then, James, I'm just telling you, she will spend the rest of her day waiting for the real present. That's how it'll go. And then there won't be a real present, and she'll be ultimately disappointed.
All right, so I got to get something else.
Yeah, you got to get her something else.
Thanks for the advice, man, because that sounds like something I would screw up. I do that. I screw that crap up constantly.
Take it from me. I've been divorced twice. I've made every mistake there is, and I've learned from them. So I do know what I'm talking about.
I'm a flawed man, but I attempt self-awareness. Like when you busted my chops for being a bad driver, I know. I'm not going to lie my way out of it. No, man.
I really appreciated that because most people would fight that. Most people would fight the accusation that they are a bad driver, but not you. Not you. You owned up to it. You are a bad driver. You own it, and you have no intention of getting better. It hasn't been a problem for you personally, and if you scare your passengers, so be it.
Well, I'm surprised you didn't give me a hard time for saying when I drove home from New Orleans just playing on my phone the whole time. 7 hours of playing on my phone, and you just let that slide.
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah,
dude, I'm like searching for memes and sending them to my friends. And
you're not driving from Manhattan to Newark at rush hour. Yeah, you're driving from New Orleans to Tyler. I'm sure there's plenty of opportunities for you to do things on your phone. You know what I mean? It's not exactly bumper to bumper gridlock the whole way.
All right, so are we into the news portion of the show now?
Well, you got something else?
You've given me proper life advice, and that's exactly what I wanted by playing you the song. Just run it by you, see what you think. Of course, I probably have to get her a gift, but you've confirmed that suspicion. And other than that, everyone says things are okay. Good.
Could you hear that? Can you hear this? Let me ask. Nope. Can you hear this?
Nope.
You can't hear that?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Maybe it is just a situation where I've got to, I guess, share it. I want to show you something. Okay. I found something here. Another happily married couple. This is another guy that didn't get his wife the proper birthday gift, and now they're going through a divorce, and apparently the divorce has gotten very ugly. This is out of L.A., where all the fun car-related incidents occur. This is car-related. You know I've been obsessed with my car chases on YouTube lately. It's my thing. It's my jam. So this, I found this, and this came from just yesterday. Let me see if I can pull this up really quick so I can give you the story. Sorry, I had to close everything out when the thing wasn't playing, so now I've got to reopen it. But it's open now. James, man going Dateline. Los Angeles. This comes to us from January 16th, just 2 days ago. A man going through divorce crashes his dump truck into his wife's home. Okay. Did you see this video yet?
I have not even heard of this video, but this guy is already my hero. I love these guys that have access to heavy equipment because I'm sure the temptation to misuse these things is enormous, and I can see myself doing that, dude. If I was one of these guys that had access to one of these things and some lady was jacking with me and ruining my entire life, sleep with my friends, and now going to take half my stuff, and you know what? This dump truck's going right into your kitchen.
A man going through a contentious divorce, James, was caught on camera on a smash-up rampage, crashing a dump truck into his estranged wife home in South Los Angeles and slamming into parked cars on the street. Patricia Dunn told Eyewitness News that the man in the video is her husband. They're going through a divorce, and she says that she fears for her life. A man under that kind of rage, who's to say what he might do? She said, he was trying to kill me. All right, so we have video from the scene. Would you like to see the video?
Right. Yeah, I would love to see this video. Are you kidding me? This sounds great.
Any interest whatsoever? All right,
well this is another one of these where the sort of, life imitating art, art imitating life. This is one of those overlaps with Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. When we were watching the car chase, you made that. And this is certainly another great example. All right. So let's just watch the news story. Let's see how this goes. Okay.
A driver in a dump truck going on a rampage, crashing into vehicles and then apparently his own home.
Eyewitness News reporter Eric Rossendi spoke with the driver's wife, who says she now fears for her own life.
Terrifying moments caught on camera when a man driving a dump truck crashes into his own home in this South Los Angeles neighborhood. He then backs out onto the street and slams into at least 2 parked cars. Patricia Dunn says the driver of that dump truck is her husband.
All right, here's what I love. I love Patricia. She's out there. She got out of the house, probably smart when hubby's coming down the street in his dump truck. She got out of the house and she's on the street and she's like, are you watching her? She's wearing like a muumuu or like a bathrobe or something. And she's just, what do you do? What do you do when somebody's driving a dump truck into your house? You can't get in front of the dump truck, can you?
Husband.
Yeah.
She says they're going through a divorce and she fears for her life. She and her neighbors witnessed the chaos.
A man that's under that kind of rage, who's to say what he might do? He was trying to kill me. He really was. That's my bedroom right there. He knows.
What was going through your head at that moment?
Fear. Complete fear, because he was like a madman.
This happened Sunday afternoon on 107th Street near Normandy Avenue. Patricia says her husband drove by the home 3 times. First, he came by in a Chevy Impala and crashed into the home while his wife was inside. Then he came back in the dump truck when major damage was done. Then he came back in the Impala again.
I was just trying to stay out of the way.
All right, so the reason I wanted to show this to you, because this is now the second video that we've watched in a couple of nights where there were just extensively illegal activities going on in this neighborhood of Los Angeles and no cops anywhere. So, I mean, have you been following what happened here? He showed up in the Impala, drove the Impala into the house. No cops. Leaves, gets a dump truck, comes back in a dump truck, drives the dump truck into the house multiple times, then smashes up a whole bunch of cars on the street, then pushes her car into the house with the dump truck, and then leaves in the dump truck. And then comes back in the Impala, and he does it again. Not one cop. Where the hell are the cops? Now, for those of you who were not watching, James, tell people what we saw the other night about no cops.
So these guys are in a car chase. They lose the cops. They pull up in their own neighborhood, and then they sit on the hood of the car for, what was it, 20 minutes?
20 minutes, waiting for the police. After a 2-hour chase, the helicopter is hovering over these guys. And the cops never showed up.
They like go get Dr. Pepper. They come back, sit on the hood.
They're taking selfies. A crowd of hundreds of people had time to gather. They set up a stage. There was a band playing. They were printing T-shirts. All right. Before the cops got there.
All right, let's address some great comments. Jeff says, y'all remember the bulldozer guy from 10 years ago? Yes, the killdozer guy. They got all mad at the police in his hometown, welded a bunch of metal to the outside of his bulldozer and rammed it until they shot him. Ross, why wouldn't you back into the house? That's where the real smash power comes from. Really, you have more power backing into a house than you do going forward? Skeptical of that. Jeff also has another good comment. What did she do to piss him off? Right. Like we assume he's the violent psycho. Like, people can be provoked to do crazy things.
There's James. We needed some victim blaming, and here we go. Here's James.
I'm sure she's an angel. She's never done anything wrong.
Well,
but Ross has a possible answer. She said, Jeff, maybe she wrote him a song. So
yeah, there you go. Well, I was saying, yeah, their divorce is probably due to the fact that he wrote her a song, but you're right. Maybe that has it as well. Anyway,
it didn't have a rocking xylophone bridge. Didn't have a xylophone solo in the bridge.
I saw that today and I'm watching it. And that's really what I wanted to get to. The fact that this guy showed up in an Impala, created some mayhem, left, came back in a dump truck, no cops, created some mayhem, left in the dump truck, came back in the Impala again, created some mayhem.
Okay. No,
how long? I mean, let's be realistic about it. Let's say the dump truck yard is half a mile away. Let's say it's close to the house. It still takes a good 10, 15 minutes to drive your car to the yard, get out of the car, get the keys, get it started. You know what I mean? This isn't a Mini Cooper. You're not going to just jump in it and fly out, right? So, I mean, there was time that had elapsed and no cops anywhere.
All right, think about this then, because since you said this, I have put some thought in it, and it applies here too. Now, granted, I have no legal training. I'm talking completely out of my ass. I have no idea what I'm talking about. But what if there's like some sort of policy that says unless there is damage to a human being, like if it's just a property crime, if it's just like a vandalism or someone, dented up a car or banged up a house or whatever, as long as no one's been hurt or assaulted or even a battery of any sort, then it's prioritized lower. Like it's on like not.
You can't know that in a minute. You can't know that in a minute. A dump truck being slammed into a house where people live is attempted murder. He is trying to injure humans.
But that
we don't know. Be anything.
Okay, but the 911 operator says, is there anyone hurt? Do we need to send an ambulance? And if they say no, then it goes on the back burner.
No, that can't possibly it. A guy driving a dump truck into a house in a residential neighborhood is never, under any police jurisdiction, something that should be moved to the back burner. That seems like something SWAT ought to be notified for. They ought to have a police tank out there because you mentioned the bulldozer.
But on just like ones and zeros on a binary level, was anyone hurt?
No, I don't know. I don't think so. But you only know that after the fact, James. Do you see what I'm saying?
I'm not saying it's rational. I'm not agreeing with the policy. I'm saying maybe such an explanation exists. It's a stupid explanation, but it matches both cases. That no one was harmed in either one of these scenarios, and so they weren't falling all over themselves, putting other people in danger to address it.
Look at Jeff. Let me address Jeff. What do you expect? People want to always blame the police first. So why would they rush into a situation? Because they're police, Jeff. You cannot honestly make that statement and think that I'm going to stand by that statement because that's their job. And if they aren't going to do their job because they don't like their job, then they're what we call bad police and they need to be fired. Hi, saying this from a police family, okay? Saying this from, as I always like and am very proud of, my mother just retired from the Illinois State Police after 20 years. Everybody I knew growing up was a cop or a cop's kid or a cop's dad. Everybody. So stop it. I'm not bashing the police, but I've spent enough time around enough cops to know that even cops know that there are bad cops. And when the good cops are sitting around drinking, they're talking shit on the bad cops. So yeah, you gotta, that's your job. I'm feisty today. I am feisty. Hi, Cameron. Cameron's, now this is a point I can understand. It's his house.
Man, that is another solid point. Damage other cars.
I bet it's not his dump truck, though.
No, that's very unlikely.
Mm-hmm. So right there, that's probably some kind of misuse of property. That's got to be a crime, even if you work for the dump truck company, because I'm guessing he had access to it. So even if he works for, I'm sure that's I bet he doesn't have his job. Here's the other thing, though. This is how people are such morons. These two are probably going to get back together. You know what I mean? This act will probably bring them back together.
So the thing myself and my wife marvel at is the stories of these people who like get in fights and like punch each other and then get back together. And I can't even begin to understand that for 1 second. But I have to remind themselves that not everyone has the same equilibrium I do. And for some people, this is normal. This is what they seek out, even. In fact, if you're not punching, do you even really love me? Kind of.
Well, what are
You
you
know?
talking about? Are you talking about a man that knocks his woman around? Because that's kind of complicated. There are a lot of reasons why women
Well,
don't.
I don't mean like necessarily domestic violence, but you remember Nan? I can
Mm-hmm.
speak ill of her because she's passed now, and so there's no negative consequences to it. But she was one of these people that loved drama and loved screaming. There was no violence involved, but she would get really mad and start screaming at me, and I'd be like, "I'm sorry, I don't do that. I'm just gonna leave this situation. Like, you're gonna have to leave my apartment, or I'll just walk to the bar next door. I'll go walk over to Logan's till you calm down or until you leave. But I don't do this." And she would get mad that I wasn't upset. Like, why aren't you upset? You're supposed to be upset. Don't you love me? Aren't you into this? And no, that's not how I roll. And so I think for a lot of people, if you're not, throwing hands, you're not really in love.
Well, I mean, volatile people sometimes get together, and there is look. People like to fight, James. Have you been on social media?
Some people live for it. They
Yeah.
need that. They need about 15% of their life to be in just direct adversarial conflict.
Well, it's a drug. It is a drug for some people. The thrill of being in, whether it's verbal combat, well, yeah, it is, or type, what I don't know what you call it, chat combat, social combat, social combat. That sounds good, right?
I like that a lot. Yeah.
I think that we need to coin that phrase, social combat.
We should be
When you're-
sociologists. It's that easy.
I fall for this as well. You know, how many shows have we been a little bit late because I've been fighting with people on Twitter? And I'm not fighting with people on Twitter for any other reason other than it's fun. And why is it fun? Because little synapses start springing up in the brain and they start spitting little juices out. And those juices are drugs, dopamine, and we get excited and we get jacked up. So, there are people who, aren't just socially combative, but, they're relationship combative. I'm a yeller. Are you even a yeller? Because you guys always say that you don't fight. Do you guys even yell at each other?
Like literally never.
Man.
I
Okay.
yell at my kids. I yell at people that I get mad at, but I don't ever get mad at them.
But not at her. You don't yell at her.
No. I think I'm not even sure if I've ever yelled at her before, like other than being at a concert, like, I have to go to the bathroom. Just that's about it.
That's not normal. That's all going to boil over at some point. She's going to end up in one of them plastic blue containers in your garage. And the FBI are going to be wheeling that out on TV.
My parents never yelled at each other growing up. They would argue, and I can think maybe on maybe 4 occasions when they yelled.
What do you think? What do you think of Lindsay's comment here about the dump truck thing? She says, "What would you say if the situation was reversed and the scorned woman ran her car into the husband's place of residence?" Well, no, it's not the husband's place of residence if they're married. It's their marital home. So what would I say? Absolutely nothing different. Absolutely. I mean, absolutely nothing different. But were we even really commenting on that? I mean, I was just commenting on, once again, here we see a situation where the police in Los Angeles just are nowhere to be found.
Well, I think that was, predicated on my comment that, what did she do to provoke him? Right. Would I be saying that if the roles were reversed? I know what I'd be saying if the roles were reversed. I'd be like, wow, what are the odds that a woman's driving a dump truck? I've never seen that before.
A lady dump truck driver.
That's wild. Can't believe that happened.
What's next, lady doctors?
Look, we're all against domestic violence. However, there's I didn't grow up in this situation. Pugs didn't. You, the person watching, probably didn't grow up in a I don't want to say domestically violent upbringing, but a little more physical than you and I are comfortable with, and than what the law says, in black and white. And these people are not necessarily unhealthy. Their equilibrium just has a little bit more physical altercations than what I'm used to. And I'm not comfortable with that in myself. But if these people pair off and date each other and marry each other, and they're both trying to seek the same equilibrium, I find in my older age, I'm kind of softening up on that scenario. Like if you feel like a marital relationship, the emotions are so strong that every once in a while you have to shake somebody or run your car into their house. These people need to pair up, find each other, and y'all need to marry each other so y'all can both be happy and not drag otherwise healthy people into this.
All right, so that's fine, but I don't think that has any bearing on this at all. I think the kind of person who would drive a dump truck into a house in retaliation for anything would do that for reasons other than a fight with the wife. You know what I'm saying? This is about him. He's a crazy person who would do that. He would do that if he stole his lawnmower. He would do that if you know what I mean.
Agreed.
He's just obviously a guy who has that in him. That kind
Yeah.
of
Okay.
nutty.
So I'm saying, like, we can't just take everyone who is this level of crazy, because literally no one was hurt. Property damage is bad, and he's unacceptably crazy. I wouldn't want him dating my daughter, yada yada yada. But we can't throw all these people in prison. We're not going to execute them. We need to get these people to hook up with each other to sort of minimize.
Reproduce? No, we don't. We need to
not to
tear it down.
No.
Why you hook them up with each other then?
No. This is part of a larger societal thought process I've been having about taking the people who are certain levels of crazy in certain situations and matching them perfectly like Legos with other people who share either the same or a complementary crazy. Like the people who like want to be 600 pounds, they always have a boyfriend or girlfriend that loves taking care of giant people. These people are perfect together. When I was telling you about my brother-in-law doesn't like to smash, he needs to be hooked up with another chick that doesn't like to smash, because I have my guy friends.
Okay,
Some of them are
that's different than violent people. You're advocating that violent people couple up.
No. It's part of the larger overall trend where we're all some level of crazy. We don't need to condemn everybody's crazy. We need to do a better job of hooking the proper crazy people up with each other. Okay, so if you're a person that's listen, if you're a cold fish and you don't like to smash and you're a dude, you don't need to marry a chick that has a normal sex drive. It's going to be torture for her. It's going to be horrible for her. You need to marry one of these other chicks that my guy friends are complaining about that they're married to, that she hadn't smashed in a year or whatever. The non-smashing dudes need to hook up with the non-smashing chicks.
Agreed.
And the crazy isn't a problem. And so
no, but wait a second. I agree with that, because that's just an issue of sexual compatibility. Okay, that has nothing to do with mental stability or somebody who's got that gene in them where they can be violent in a relationship with somebody. You're trying to make this false equation that people who want to throw hands at each other in a relationship are the same as people who have low sex drives, and I'm just not buying that.
Well, you know how the Godfather would slap people in the face? He slapped the chick in the face. He slapped dudes in the face. Now, I don't slap people in the face. So his level of violence is beyond what my societal norms would be. I wouldn't be in a relationship with someone like that. I wouldn't want my daughter to be in a relationship with someone like that. But if he wants to pair up with other Italians and they want to slap each other around the dinner table, then the outward damage is minimized if these people find each other.
And again, I don't know that that's true. I think you're taking a bad gene, you're taking a genetic defect, and you're just amplifying it by hooking them up with other
you want to get to a nature versus nurture debate here? Because a lot of this is learned behaviors. A lot of people.
No, mental illness is hereditary, James. It's not learned. Mental illness is hereditary.
But there's a strong connection to kids who saw their dad backhanding their mom growing up, that they grow up to backhand their wife, because that's just how married people do. This is what they learn. And so it's a nature versus nurture. And there's a little bit of nurture in there too. And the fact that part of the reason why it's anathema to me to ever lay hands on my wife or yell at my wife, I never saw my dad hit my mom. I never saw my dad scream at my mom.
So you think that's the only reason that you don't beat your wife?
No, it's part of it. It's again, it's a nature versus nurture. It's probably around
So then are
50.
you so then are you suggesting that everybody who does see their father hit their mother then grows up to, I mean, are you saying it's a 100%? Because I don't think that's true at all. I know
I'm not saying it's 100%, but I'm saying the people that witness domestic violence growing up have been demonstrated to be more likely to continue that behavior in adulthood. Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm 100. I'm positive in that. It's not 100% correlation. Everyone who sees domestic violence is going to grow up to be a domestic violent person. It's just like the same way everyone who gets diddled when they're kids isn't going to grow up to be a kitty diddler. But some of them are, and that's where a lot of them come from.
Jeff Bell in the chat room. Jeff says, murder, however, is nurture. I mean,
Aside from empaths, aside from sociopaths slash
yes, that's what I'm saying. What is the motivation for the murder? What is the reason for the murder? I mean, if the person's a crazy person, then we're talking about. All right. All right, that's it. I got nothing else, James. You got something? It's already 47. Again, another day. Is this going to be like that Jimmy Kimmel bit where he keeps bumping Matt Damon because we're never going to get to the censored 11 cartoons? I really thought we were going to show racist cartoons today.
We don't have time to do that.
We get 13 minutes. No, I don't want to rush that segment.
Why are people asking about Alec Baldwin? Who gives a crap about that?
I cover. Who's asking about Alec Baldwin?
It was when the show started. A couple of people asked if we're going to talk about Alec Baldwin.
Hold on, let me see.
He got charged with like reckless manslaughter or something, right?
Lindsay. Yeah, Lindsay, I did it at noon. You can go to pugscast.com and you can pull that up. I already talked about. We already went through that. Yeah, they're throwing a book at him, man. I love this story. This is hysterical because it's a super liberal. Right? You think this is weird, right? You would think, oh, who's throwing the book at Alec Baldwin in New Mexico? It's got to be some crazy right-wing MAGA, election denier dude who's in power. No, this is like some crazy. This is what I hate about freaking liberals, James. This is what I hate about this whole thing. They think there's honor in falling on their sword. They think that like this person, instead of just going, yeah, it was obviously an accident or whatever, and just moving on, she's like, no, right is right, and we have gun laws in this state, and because of the way the laws are written, I must bring these charges, irregardless if it's Alec Baldwin or Ben Shapiro or whomever it might be. She's doing that whole bit, and people are like, wow. I mean, she really threw the book. He's looking at 10 years, man. He could do 10 years because of the way the handgun law is written in New Mexico. If it was just reckless or not reckless, what do they call it? Manslaughter. But it's a lesser manslaughter, but it's compounded because a firearm was used in it. So it doubles the penalty. So he's looking at like 10 years in jail. And then like $5,000, like that's the monetary fine, like $5,000. But the 10 years,
$5,000 means nothing. Man, I do. I feel sorry for Alec Baldwin. I think I do. He doesn't deserve 10 years for that. Jesus.
Here's the thing: nobody in their right mind thinks that he woke up that day and goes, here's the plan. I'm going to kill that pretty young cinematographer today.
Well, like manslaughter, so he didn't wake up saying, I'm just going to squeeze off some rounds willy-nilly, and if someone gets killed, they get killed. Yeah, he didn't.
He's a stupid actor who doesn't know when to shut his mouth. Look, this is my problem with Alec Baldwin. I love him as Jack Donaghy on 30 Rock. That's one of the funniest characters that has ever been on TV. But I just wish he would shut his mouth sometime. I don't want to hear it from him. He's a dumb actor who was handed a gun, a prop gun, in a pretend movie. There is absolutely no expectation that this guy should have thought that it was a real gun. So, what? I don't think he'll be convicted. I think that his lawyers are going to chew right through this. But this idiot prosecutor is like bringing these like heavy charges against him. I mean, look, nobody's against Alec Baldwin going through some stuff, right? I mean, we're okay with him going through some stuff.
How about 90 days in county? Like
I don't even know that. Can we put an ankle monitor on him and make him stay in his house for a year? That would be fun. Something that's just inconvenient for whatever his life is. He's not a murderer. I said this today. I go, he's no more. He's not a murderer. And if you think I'm just some like lefty weirdo, look, I don't think Kyle Rittenhouse is a murderer either. Okay. We need to look at these with clear lenses. And we got to say, because we know what a murder is. You know what a murder is? My father was murdered. That's what a murder. I know what a murder is. My family has been affected by somebody pulling a gun, saying, "Give me all your money," and then firing a couple of shots into his chest. That's murder. What Alec Baldwin did wasn't a murder.
He's just an idiot, man. He's just an idiot.
He's just a dumb actor. Ugh.
Oh, poor guy. Hey, so look, if we have a precious few minutes left, I would like to give a radio lesson, not to you. You don't need it. But
Well, according to whoever that douche-tard was that was on here earlier, I do.
well, he's not watching now because you blocked him. But I would just like to hand out a piece of advice, because this isn't just good if you're hosting a podcast or a radio show or you're on TV. This is good if you're hanging out at a party. This is good if you're in the waiting room sparking up a conversation with strangers on just how to be an interesting human being, period. And one of the things they teach us in radio, and Pugs can definitely back this up, is whatever topic you're talking about, take a position and stick with it and nail it. Don't be all wishy-washy like, well, I don't know where I stand on Alec Baldwin, or I don't know where I stand on abortion, or I don't know where I stand on any of these issues. And the hard part a lot of people come up against when they're trying to do a talk radio or a podcast or a public speech or whatever is there's a lot of issues that you just don't care about. And there's a lot of issues that I don't care about and Pugs doesn't care about. But you know what? You have to nail it. You have to nail not caring. Now, how do you say, well, how do you nail not caring? Like, if you're pro-abortion or anti-abortion, I can understand how you would nail those, but how do you nail the moderate position? And I have one of these stories that's in the news that is a great example because I care so little about it. Okay. It is dominating the headlines for like the last couple of weeks, and it's driving me absolutely insane. And I do not care about classified documents being in the hands of a president or ex-president, whether it's Biden or Trump. I can't care less. I can't even believe this is a law. These guys were president. They should be able to handle whatever documents they want whenever they want. Oh, this is before he was president. Well, he was vice president. We're letting these guys have nuclear codes. They can't have like a printout of some email that they got 4 years ago. Really? This is really a threat to national security? Well, they could sell it to China. Well, that's not how it works. They would like email them a file. They wouldn't like print it out, go put it next to their Corvette, and 10 years later, somebody's going to come by and pick up the box. That's not how it works. This is a stupid law that none of this should be illegal to begin with. Clearly, these are both political witch hunts, and now they're trying to out witch hunt each other. And the news is all trying to scare me about this like I'm supposed to care, and it's not working. And you news people look stupid talking about it like, oh my goodness, can you believe that? What, he had some printouts from work? Yeah, I got some printouts from my work in a file cabinet in the garage. All right. No, there's no victim here. Nobody's in danger. No one gives a crap. This is a non-story. And you guys have precious 30 minutes of airtime to get vital information out to your fellow Americans every day, and you waste it on this crap. And it means you suck. You're doing a sucky job as journalism. Every second you spend on this story is anathema. It is just a shame to the fact that you call yourself a journalist. And that's how you nail not caring about a story.
Yeah, I don't even care enough to echo that, but I do applaud that sentiment, and I think you're absolutely right. I think that we spend too much time on garbage like that and not enough time talking about the fact that we have reached our $31.4 trillion borrowing limit on the old United States of America credit card. That's a real story. However, I don't want to talk about that either because that's boring. Because neither of us are economists. So, but you're absolutely right, and thank you for saying that. It's a witch hunt. Everything now, politically speaking, especially at the titular head of the presidency, right? If it's a president, it's all about gotcha. It's all about I'm going to get him here, and then the other guys on the other side, we're going to get them here, and it's because the narrative, James, or at least the narrative that seems to be pushed front and center by the media, is the insane right echo chamber, those freaking weirdos, and the insane left echo chamber, those freaking weirdos. Those are the people that are driving the entirety of our current political narrative in this country. Meanwhile, the rest of us are like you and me. You and me have differences of opinion on many things, but we don't turn it into civil war. You know what I mean? We can just we can just agree to disagree.
Well,
But see, that doesn't sell commercials. That doesn't sell Lexus, right? When CNN goes to the break, what it's got to be is you got to tease something that the other side is saying, so that the people on the opposite side they sit there through the commercial because they want to be mad, because they want to be ginned up. This is exactly what we were talking about, social combat. It's the same thing. It's get those endorphins going.
Well, it's sort of like what they have going on not ESPN, but Fox Sports or whatever, where like Skip Bayless loves the Cowboys and Stephen A. Smith hates the Cowboys, and so everything the Cowboys do is great to Skip Bayless, and everything they do is terrible to Stephen A. Smith.
I hate
And
those two.
so, well, I like that.
It's not Skip and Steven. It's Skip and Shannon. It's Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. They're over on Fox. ESPN is Stephen A. Smith, but it's Stephen A. Smith and who's Stephen A. Smith? I don't know. But yeah, but they are both. They're two of the exact same kind of idiots their opinions can't be. How do you take them seriously, right? It's like if you're this volatile,
it's sports, so no one's taking any of that seriously anyway. But when you take that same sort of mold of debate and you try and craft it around politics, it's very childish and boring. And this document stuff, like this affects none of us. No one listening or watching right now is affected one whit either way by anything that happened with any of these documents. It's such a non-story. It's insane. They keep talking about it.
Let me mention one more thing before we get out of here for the night. And it's sort of in line with what we're talking about. So Twitter has been making some changes. Twitter, if you're big on Twitter, I love my Twitter. If you're big on Twitter, you may have noticed that over the past couple of months, certainly there have been some small changes that only the most ardent Twitter users might notice. But my Twitter feed, when I sign on my Twitter and I just look and see what's happening, what people are I follow people for a reason, right? The people I follow are the people that I want to read. So Elon Musk has this new thing now, and I don't have it here, but he tweeted about it yesterday when somebody called him out on it. A lot of people who are, all right, let's say crazy people on the left are complaining that their timelines are suddenly flooded with crazy people from the right. And crazy people from the right are claiming that all of their timelines are flooded now with crazy people from the left. And they don't follow any of these people. Dude, I discovered this insane dude who thinks Kid Rock is better than the Beatles or whatever, who just like makes these troll tweets. I don't even know his name. He's such a weird guy. But he is showing up. I got all of these nutty Newsmax people showing up. And I don't understand why. I don't follow any of these people. I am not into politics, okay? I don't follow.
Same thing. Like it's not even like legit sources either. It's like John Cooper, some guy who used to be on CNBC like 4 years ago, but
yeah,
he has the most partisan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that guy. I know that dude. He sucks too. I can't get him off my timeline. I got all these political. He's actually a Biden advisor, John Cooper. Ugh. Anyway, so Elon Musk was called out about it. And Elon Musk said, yes, those are some tweaks that we made to the algorithm. If you, so like people who see something that upsets them, like let's say, I don't know, some crazy lefty sees something from some MAGA person and they engage with that MAGA person. The way the algorithm is now being used, the algorithm is going to go, oh, so you've engaged with this person. Well, we're going to give you more people like this person since you've engaged with. See what's happening? So
It's a smart way to run the algorithm. Actually, they're going to give you more content that you engage with. That's what they're there for.
But it's content that people are engaging with to make it go away. Like, you suck, I want you off my or whatever. But the algorithm makes no distinction between your feelings about the tweet. It just sees that you've engaged. So when called out on that, Elon Musk then said this, and I don't want to misquote him, but I'm going to have to because I don't have it in front of me. But he said essentially, well, I think it's good, and it's one of the priorities of Twitter now to make sure that people hear all different sides of an issue. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. You are not my teacher. You are not my daddy. Twitter is not for me to learn and grow. Twitter is my own little toy that I spend time when I'm sitting on the toilet and I don't have anything to read. I use Twitter, right? Stop it. Stop nannying me. That is such bullshit. This idea that Elon Musk thinks he's going to take it upon himself to bring us all together by exposing us to views that we otherwise, try to avoid. So here's a pro tip. and it's relatively new here on Twitter. When you sign on to your Twitter, you will see at the very top of your page, you will see a thing that says for you, and then you will see another one that says following. The default on Twitter now is for you. And that's the stuff that the algorithm is pushing you. So if you simply make sure when you sign on, remember the default is for you. So you're going to see all this stuff. Just before you do, just click on following. And then it will just show you the people you want to see, which are the people you are following for a reason.
No, here's my sneaking suspicion is the algorithm is right. You would rather see these other people. You just don't want to admit it.
No.
You would rather be tweaked. You are more likely to stay on Twitter if you see content that when you're scrolling through it, you're going boring, 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 boring. Hey!
No.
And many times those hey moments are on comments that you do not agree with. And that's precisely the reason you stop and the reason you engage is because you have found something that has alerted your sensibilities.
There might be some truth to that. I can't dismiss that completely out of hand, but no, I disagree. I just disagree with that. I am following people for a reason. Those are the people that I want. I'm not going to become bored by them. I'm not an addict to the endorphins being fired off in my brain when I see an absolutely ludicrous tweet from somebody that I would never in my right mind want to have any sort of association with. I mean, these are people I don't want to know. I don't want to know these people. I don't want to know what they think.
Think like an algorithm. Think like an AI. If you engage with people based on a negative reaction, if you respond to these trolls ever, even if it's only like 10%, like 1 out of 10 of your responses, your likes, your replies, your retweets or whatever are for these trolls, then they're going to give you 1 out of 10 tweets that are going to be scrolling through your timeline, or even if they're trying to test you to go a little deeper, 15, maybe 20% of your tweets. You are causing this. The fact that you have previously engaged with these people is the reason why you're seeing them now.
Well, the reason that I push back on this is because I've had to start blocking people. Before I realized that it was just the algorithm and I could simply just click follow and I could avoid it, I just started blocking these people, left and right blocking. Before, say, Christmas of this year, I was only blocking like 5 people. James, I'm blocking over 100 people now. And
really?
That's just within the, so that sort of counters your argument of, no, you want them. No, I really don't. I really don't want any political bullshit on my timeline at all.
People say they don't like negative political ads, but they work. People say they don't like negative social media posts, but they get responses. You've been the guy that puts stuff on social media, and the stuff that tweaks people in a negative way, sometimes it works. It gets some response. It doesn't get ignored.
Well, that, my friend, would be an argument for another night, because this night is clear ass done. We are time.
Next show is the 11 censored cartoons.
Sure. Yeah, the censored 11. We'll get into that. We'll do the censored 11 next time. How's that? All right. There goes James. I say it all the time, people. We gotta get away from this. I hate you because of the way I think you voted. How do we do it? I'll break it down for you one more time. 15% on the right, just batshit crazy. 15% of people on the left, just batshit crazy. The rest of us, the 70% that's left over, we can work together. We're not that different. We don't have, you know what I'm saying? Let's be that 70%. Let's strive to be that 70%. Let's put the, let's put the red hats away. Let's peel off the Let's Go Brandon bumper stickers. And on the other side, what are we doing? What do those idiots do on the other side? They got something? Stop burning down Minneapolis Wendy's? Something like that? I don't know, whatever. Let's just remember, 70% of us can make this work. It's those 15% on both sides of the aisle that are just making it nuts. And they're so loud. They're so loud. And, most of them, let's not kid ourselves, most of them are just doing what they're doing for their own personal glorification or financial gain or whatever it is. All right, that's enough of that. Hey, guys, you want to join me tomorrow at noon? High noon? Every day, Monday through Friday at high noon, I sit right here at this desk and we go through all the topics of the day. It's a rundown. It's just me. Like I said, we average about 15 different topics a day. All of them are headlines. All of them are things that are trending. All of them are things that people are talking about. I tell you the headline, or I give you the trend. I tell you why it's a headline, why it's trending. I give you a hot take, and then we move on to the next one. It's not a countdown. Maybe it should be a countdown. Maybe that's one of the changes that I'll make here. I'm tweaking it. I'm tweaking the High Noon Show. Anyway, see me tomorrow at noon. We'll meet back here, okay? I love you guys. You guys are the best. You're the whole reason I do this. You stay like you. And let's stay in the 70%. See you tomorrow. It's Pugs. I'm Pugs. He's James Parker.